Hello, hello, hello. What ho! Welcome back to another exciting adventure of Radio Free Anarchy. I'm your host, Travel Mateus. We're going to pick up where we left off with the reaction to Hi Ren. Alrighty, now we're all set. And I think it should be good.
You can amputate me, I am you, you are me, you are I am we are one, split in two, that makes one, so you see, you gotta kill you if you wanna kill me. I'm not left over dinner, I'm not scraps on the side. Oh, your music is thriving, delusional guy. Where's your top 10 hit? Where's your interview with Oprah? Wow, your Grammys ran nowhere.
Yeah, but my music's not commercial like that. I never chase numbers, statistics or stats. I never write hooks for the radio, they never even play me, so why would I concern myself with that? But my music is really connecting, and the people who find it respect it. And for me that's enough, cause this life's been tough, so it gives me a purpose I can rest in.
Man, you sound so pretentious. Ren, your music is so self-centered. No one wants to hear another song about how much you hate yourself.
Trust me.
You should be so lucky having me inside you.
So the criticism is coming from the abuser. So this is pure gaslighting, the way we gaslight ourselves, but
Another song about how much you hate yourself.
Trust.
no one wants to hear another song about how much you hate yourself, and yet this is the hater hating the artist, Ren. Right? I mean, like, this is a very elaborate conversation that is brilliantly crafted. Don't get me wrong. Brilliantly crafted. The lyricism here is just beautiful, but I'm just saying in terms of like is this what your internal dialogue? Do you have this kind of like back and forth conflict? So even in the revelation of internal existential angst, there's embellishment and creativity in making it more dramatic than it, like, you know what I mean? Like the voice isn't as, the voice in my head wasn't as I guess that's it. So for me, the voice in my head was always I. It was never you. I never had a voice in my head saying you. It was always just I. That makes sense?
Trust me.
You should be so lucky having me inside you to guide you, remind you, to manage expectations, provide you
Right, so here's the gaslighting. You know, you need me.
perspective. That thing you neglected, I get it. You wanna be a big deal, next Jimi Hendrix, forget it.
Man, it's not like that.
Man, it's just like that. I'm inside you, you twat.
No.
So I like,
Jimi Hendrix, forget.
right, this whole transition when he says the next Jimi Hendrix and he says forget it. When Ren is changing, it's this almost this blending of the both of the voices. That's the way I see it right here.
Trust me.
You should be so lucky having me inside you to guide you, remind you, to manage expectations, provide you perspective. That thing you neglected, I get it. You wanna be a big deal, next Jimi Hendrix, forget it.
Man, it's not like that.
Man, it's just like that. I'm inside you, you twat.
No, it's not, man, you're wrong. When I write, I belong.
Let me break the fourth wall by acknowledging this song. Ren sits down, has a stroke of genius. He wants to write a song that was not done previous. A battle with his subconscious, Eminem did it.
Played on guitar.
Plan B did it.
Man, you're not original, you criminal rip-off artist. The pinnacle of your success is stealing other people's material.
Ren
This is a good time to talk about my perspective on AI and even sampling and, you know, the whole debacle of artists ripping off other artists' melodies and whatnot. I don't believe that anything is new under the sun. And even though his accuser is talking about how he's ripping off, that's all a part of I think, the organic aspect of the human condition and the human ambition is that we riff off of other people's melodies, and those melodies are their lives, their perspectives, their conversations that they have with you, you know?
I don't need you, I don't need to hear this, cause I'm fine by myself, I'm a genius. And I will be great, and I will make waves, and I'll shake up the whole world beneath us.
That's right, speak your truth, your fucking God complex leaks out of you. It's refreshing to ask.
So it's interesting that he mentions the God complex, because the artist is God. The artist takes pre-existing material, like Ren just accused Ren of stealing other people's material. That's what a creative artist does. You can't go to a class, you can't sit underneath someone or whatever and not osmosisize some sort of existential hijacking of their existence. So that's what I think is the beautiful aspect of our existence as human beings, which is Ren's whole push toward the end of the song. We must remember, in the end of it all, we must remember that we are human beings. But what is that? What is that? The only thing that we have in common with God is that we are God. Because we are the only creativity that we know. Whether or not we create well or poorly, that's not the question. But the thing is that anything that is created is just transformed energy, which we all know is eternal. Can't be created or destroyed, so we're told. Right? So his energy, his transformation of this song, like everything, all of this contrast of Plan B, Eminem, and no one wants to hear she sells seashells, but you could pick that phrase up and incorporate it into something that you present later on in a conversation, and that's just nothing's original. And yet we are always creating something original because that's our individual expression of that thing at that moment, in that moment.
You say it instead of downplay it.
Music is all about the creative process, and if people can find something to relate to within that, then that's just a bonus. Fuck you, I'ma fucking kill you, Ren.
Well, fucking kill me then, let's fucking have you, Ren.
I'ma do it, watch me prove it. Who are you to down my music? Cause I call the shots, I choose if you die. Yeah, I call the shots and so I choose who survives. I'll tie you up in knots when I lock you inside.
Newsflash. I was created at the dawn of creation. I am temptation. I am the snake in Eden. I am the reason for treason. Beheading all kings, I am sin, with no rhyme or reason. Son of the morning, Lucifer, Antichrist. I was created at the dawn of creation.
I was created at the dawn of creation. Right? And yet, his entire existence is Ren. So both Rens were created at the dawn of creation.
I am temptation. I am the snake in Eden. I am the reason for treason. Beheading all kings, I am sin, with no rhyme or reason. Son of the morning, Lucifer, Antichrist, father of lies, Mephistopheles, truth.
Mephistopheles. So Mephistopheles, if I'm not really hip on mythology as much as I'd like to at this point, but Mephistopheles is that voice in your head that is the antagonist. And so we have this duality within, right? These two wolves, these two lights, these two energies, these two expressions, and it's a battle for supremacy as to which one will subdue the other. And I would well, you know what? It's just going to have to continue to be reactions to him. I'd love to see something else come out of this song per se, like Hi Ren Part 2. That would be an interesting thing. Hi Ren, again, Hi Ren Part 2. And there's development, right, between then and now.
truth in a blender, deceitful pretender, the banished avenger, the righteous surrender when standing in front of my solar eclipse. My name is stitched to your lips, so you see, I won't bow to the will of a mortal, feeble and normal. You wanna kill me? I'm eternal immortal. I live in every decision that catalyzes chaos, that causes division. I live inside death, the beginning of ends. I am you, you are me, I am you, friend.
Yeah. You know, like, I've written a song, and I wonder, I don't know what the timing would be. I don't know. But I have this I am you, you are me thing, so I wonder if I had heard that and then, because my song's not anything like this. It's an AI engineered track with my lyrics, and I'm really happy with it. But my point is that, you know, methinks he doth protest too much. Like, he knows that he's going to be left behind as a figment and a artifact of the past as Ren continues to mature and move on. And I think we're going to see that with, again, going back to the beginning of the song. Oh, shit. I think it was 450, right? So to me, there is harmony and disharmony in this introit. So now, right now, there's no tension in the lighting, right? So this is, I don't know, the artist Ren, not the antagonist Ren. So to me, this is telling a mental, this is a mental, you know, construct. Like, just let's say, for instance, just Ren is just waking up from a night's sleep or coming out of a daydream or something like that, but he's just being, you know, and there's harmony and disharmony in his thoughts. And in this part, my interpretation is this elevation of elation, because the artist is finding freedom in his expression. So if you think about this as like Little Red Riding Hood, just skipping through the forest, harmony and disharmony, and then there's the wolf.
Hi there, Ren.
I don't know if I ever saw his head shake. Let me see that again.
Hi there.
No, it was really subtle. So again, you have this.
Ren, it's been a little while. Did you miss me? You thought you buried me?
See, there goes the flicker of the light, right? So, like, what brings this antagonist? You know? Because the voice isn't there all the time. Anyway, all right. So I can't remember all that was going to go. All right, here we go.
You see, I won't bow to the will of a mortal, feeble and normal. You wanna kill me? I'm eternal immortal. I live in every decision that catalyzes chaos, that causes division. I live inside death, the beginning of ends. I am you, you are me, I am you, friend.
Yeah, it's almost like if he's challenging him, right? If you want to kill you, you got to kill me. But right now, he's begging for mercy. I am you, you are me. That's the way I'm interpreting that. But that's the whole thing. Like if you know someone in your existence that protests too much, that person has a lot of issues to work through. Because in my mind, the healthy artist, the healthy human being, doesn't have to accuse anyone of anything unless the person asks for input and understanding. Like if you have a relationship with someone and they say, hey, listen, I'm really trying to work on some stuff. Is there anything in my life and you're like, yeah, I got a really big list, dude. Are you ready for it? Or whatever. But my point is that the lower vibration, the antagonist and the Satan are always the accuser. Always the accuser. If you're in a relationship that you do not you're not the one who is the accuser. If you're in a relationship and you can break down this person's behavior as an accuser, that is not the place for you. Like, you need to get out of that right away. Yeah, all right.
I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself, and I've spent half my life ill. But just as sure as the tide starts turning, just as sure as the night has dawned, just as sure as the rainfall soon runs dry when you stand in an eye of a storm. I was made to be tested and twisted. I was made to be broken and beat. I was made by his hand, it's all part.
So this is, I think, a very crucial point of awareness.
Soon runs dry when you stand in an eye of a storm. I was made to be
tested and twisted and broken and bruised and put through the furnace. And that is a very healthy way of understanding existence, because the spectrum is so wide and motley crude. People exist in your world who don't know why they're going through what they're going through. Do you know why you're going through what you're going through? I think that that's part of the commonality of humanity, in that we can sometimes say the solution for all of us is the same treatment, because we have the same it's the same love languages, we all, even the psycho, even the sociopath, even the psychopath, but this is a very meaningful understanding of existence, to see that you are to mature and excel and elevate and ascend and transform and transfigure, and then manifest that transformation out into existence by simply existing with others in your transformative existence. Right? That's the magic of Fantasia. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. They only hurt when we attach ourselves to the identification of that thing and ourselves. And so we have to get to the point of reverse spelling and counter spelling our own selves, because that's where the accusations come from. I think most often our accusations are self-inflicted. Anyway, let's see if I make any sense of that.
Be tested and twisted. I was made to be broken and beat. I was made by his hand, it's all part of his plan that I stand on my own 2 feet. And you know me, my will is eternal. And you know me, you've met me before. Face to face with a beast, I will.
So he just said that he is eternal as well, right? So now he's taking the other side of the psyche.
Rise from the east and I'll settle on the ocean floor.
Rising from the east, I don't know if Ren knows this or not, but rising from the east is a very spiritual association with the sun rising. Samson tore the gates off the Philistine city and carried them away into the east as the sun was rising. So it's a very powerful imagery.
And I go by many names also. Some people know me as hope. Some people know me as the voice that you hear when you loosen the noose on the rope. And you know how I know that I'll prosper? 'Cause I stand here beside you today. I have stood in the flames that cremated my brain, and I didn't once flinch or shake. So coward the man I've become, when I sing from the top of my lungs, that I won't retire, I'll stand in your fire, inspire that make to be strong. And when I am gone I will rise, in the music that I left behind. Ferocious, persistent, immortal like you, we're a coin with 2 different sides.
We're a coin with 2 different sides. Man, this lyricism is fantastic, but my whole mind is just reeling with imagery right now. Yeah, so if you haven't seen the movie At Eternity's Gate with Willem Dafoe as Vincent van Gogh, I highly recommend you watch that. It's an amazing movie in and of itself, but there's one thing that was given to Van Gogh in the script to say, and that is the reason why he paints is so that his brothers will understand how he sees the world, and that if by chance the way he sees the world can, but he was not being supported in his art while he was alive. And so he said, who knows, maybe God made me a painter for people who are not yet born. And so, I mean, that's the I think the implication of this expression here.
Kind, ferocious, persistent, immortal like you, we're a coin with 2 different sides.
And so now we have the artist Ren just exuberantly skipping through existence. So I'm going to stop here and make this the conclusion of the second part of the reaction. Yeah, that's my take on High Ren. I think it's a beautiful story, and I'd like to hear your input or your interpretation on how it begins, like the conversation, the story that the music is telling, and then his yodeling. Again, this is the harmony and disharmony, and then he finds this expression of hope, and then the negativity comes in, and he's wrestling through all of that, and then at the end of the video, he is victorious, because that's the high note that we leave on. We leave on his yodeling into existence, his creative spirit, and that's how it ends. And so the Ren is victorious. The artist Ren is victorious. And yeah. All right. If you've made it this far, thanks so much for entertaining my machinations as I react to High Ren. Please make sure that if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. And then check out my other content. I have other playlists, musings and shenanigans. And then also please make sure you smash the Fonzarelli, hit that like, leave me a comment, and give me any information if you'd like in terms of what you know about anything that I've talked about in terms of how it applies to this music video. And then please make sure that in order for my content to find a broader audience, that audience is going to be determined by you, because if you share, then that's going to find a broader audience, if you understand what I mean. All right, that about wraps it up. I have been your host, Travel Mateus, on Radio Free Anarchy. Until next time.